Okay, right, walls. So, what we're going to do, we're going to start making some walls. We know this one here is a wooden wall, or we're best guessing it is. So, we can literally just get that, drag this into shape. Square. Not square, rectangle, long square. We can do what we did before about this. We can lock it into position. We know the two left-hand side ones are 0x, which is the edge of the table. And on the Y, where are we at? 22. So I reckon at 23, follow the edge. 24. 24 is a bit better. Make the same height. Down here, bottom height. 1782. 1782. At 5. Ugh, that's not right. Okay. As I did before, take that, copy and paste it, drag it over because there's one over the other side. What you can do here is you can line it up at the bottom, about there. But if we look at this one's much taller. This one goes all the way up to here. So that's probably about 80 off the top. So if you know, rough guess, and say Y is 80, and oh no, it's a bit more than that. 100, 120, 40. That's miles off. Oh, I'm rubbish at this. So it's 60. Right, so that's that wall on the right hand side. You've got another one up here. So you can take this wall, copy paste it again, drag it up here, position it in the same position. What was that? 160, wasn't it? Oh, this one's in a slightly different position. 165. Then we've now got our walls. Know what we've selected, so we can select all three, click main layer, and make sure they're moved into there. Okay, now we can start thinking about making the metal rail guides. So these are a little bit tricky. They're a bit like making ramps. So we're going to do the big orbit. Best way to do this really is start from the top. And you want your outside edge of the box to be there. We're not going to worry too much about the other side yet. The control point. What's probably best to do with this, a cheap way of doing it, is dragging the two box control points right out to the side. Add these control points and just draw around the edge. Drawing these walls all the way around. Takes a while to do, but get the hang of it after a while. And like I say, you can start off rough, getting the rough shape for your sanity's sake. Once you get down to these acute angles, start thinking about making these a little bit smaller. You always want to leave one out. double up. So you're basically dragging one above each of all of the rest. Make these the same sort of width later on for your metal orbit walls. Now, do this side because this is finished. We're going to just close that one down there. Make these smooth, so we need to go through and make all these smooth. The outside ones aren't really, doesn't really matter because the ball's not going to actually touch the outside wall, but the ones on the inside definitely need be making smooth so that you get a decent transition around the curves. Ball doesn't sort of clunk and bang around it. Okay. You can do it though. I do it because it just basically looks a bit neater in the long run. Drag this out here because it just gives me more to play with. Right, so what you tend to find in a lot of tables, you'll get to a point where it follows and traces one of these wooden walls. So instead of, you get to this bit, instead of making this smooth, you leave that as straight. Go down to the point where it starts breaking away again. And then do the thing we did before with the control points and go, okay, what's this? 27.3, make that 27. Make this one 27, so that transforms straight. And then carry on. Add a few more of these to bring that round. Now if you're making this a visible wall, you want to make sure that these don't overlap and that this straight bit is just, if we know that wall there's 27, you can make this control point 27.01. That's not right. It's 24, wasn't it? 24.01. Now we've moved that across. So yeah. Making more walls, and we're nearly there. And we're there. And remember, this is all still rough stuff. We've yet to cross-reference the diagrams to figure out exactly where these things are. We're literally just building this roughly to make sure we got the right shape. Yeah. Right, want to match that there. There. Then lock it. Go around and make all these smooth that you didn't. Obviously, we need to make that one keep that one straight. So you've now got your, get rid of the playfield. You've now got your outside wall, your rough outside wall. So all you do then is you go and you do that with all of the rest of your walls. So you've got this one here, and that. I'm not going to build the apron because I'm going to go and transfer some stuff across from the VPW example table to do that. But this is just to show you roughly how to do a wall from orbit wall from scratch, and then you can tidy it up to your heart's content. I'm going to make this go over though because it's really bugging me. Ooh, you can click on it and you can use shift, and if you use arrows left and right, it moves it one bit over. If you use shift left and right, it moves it over a chunk. So I'm just going to make it a bit more flush with the wall because it was bugging me. Okay, so that is orbit walls and wooden walls.